Yes, today is all about no excuses. You probably can't, well, you might be able to hear, but I'm going to turn the camera around here so you can see what the front of my truck looks like. Hopefully you can tell that that's covered in ice, just like the sidewalks and the streets are. And I'm out here walking in it. Let me run the camera down so that you can see. Hopefully you can see my shoe there. I've got my ice spikes on. We're not going very far today. I just wanted to get out here and get a little bit of a walk in because I-80 was closed going west of town for a while. It just reopened about an hour ago. There's still a lot of ice out here. I don't recommend this for anybody unless you have ice spikes. Walk inside the house or do something. Today's probably not a good day to get outside if your weather's like it is here in Omaha. It is supposed to warm up later. But anyway, if you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm glad you're here. What you're watching, obviously, is you're watching me walk in an ice storm. The interesting thing about all this is that 2.5 years ago, I could barely stand for a couple minutes without severe pain. Now I'm out here walking every day. And this is the No Excuses Walking Challenge, which is why I'm out here walking in this. I had the ice spikes from last year. So here we go again. And it's nice to, you know how you can slide your feet along stuff and you can tell that the ground is slippery? Well, I can't tell with these spikes in my shoes, but I can hear the ice crackling underneath my feet. If you're returning to the channel, welcome back. Happy Saturday. It means a lot to me that you spend just a few moments of your day with me. I would like to ask everyone to help me out just a little bit. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up. Drop down in the comments and say, "Hi, Bob." And if you haven't subscribed yet, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button? All those things are absolutely free and help me get the word out that it's never too late to change your life. I'm 61 years old, and I'm doing things I couldn't do when I was 40, like out here walking every day. I hope this guy's being careful. Oh, yeah. They're going nice and slow, a big four-wheel drive Suburban, because there was like a 3-car pileup right out at the end of my driveway last night. Because that hill that comes down in front of the house, people didn't realize how slippery it was getting and how fast it was getting there. And 3 cars played bumper cars at the bottom of that hill right in front of my driveway. Yes, indeed. But anyway, we're going to talk just a little bit. I see it a lot. I've talked about it a lot. But I think it needs to be restated often so that people get it. Because I always have new people. And the same questions come up time and time and time again. Did you know that if you had gone to a doctor's office just 40 years ago and they did a cholesterol test on you, if it came back between 300 and 350, you were absolutely fine? And now they want it to be under 100 or whatever stupid numbers they're coming up with. The whole reason they want it that low is they now have new drugs that can get it that low. What's the ideal cholesterol for somebody? I don't know. As Professor K says, your cholesterol levels are controlled by your genes that have been doing their thing for however long humans have been around as a race, they sort of know what they're doing. You know, even though I have spikes on, I still kind of go, it's hard to trust it, so I go kind of slow down these little hills. It doesn't seem like it's a big hill, but you could certainly fall and break something if you're not careful out here. But our cholesterol is under the control of our genes. And if cholesterol weren't so important in our body, why would our liver make up to 80% of the total cholesterol in our body? It just doesn't make sense to me. The cholesterol hypothesis they've been preaching for decades now, if anybody had ever stopped to think about it, I made it down to that corner. There's the stop sign behind me. I'm going to turn around and head back. It is supposed to warm up a little later today, and the ice isn't super thick. So maybe by this afternoon I can get out and get a couple really good laps in without the spikes. We'll see what happens. But it just doesn't make sense. So much of our body is made of fat and cholesterol. Our hormones that make everything work are primarily made from fat and cholesterol. Why would lowering it make any sense? I mean, I know how it all came about, and if you go back and you know, look at the research that was put out, I understand how it happened, but it's time we get beyond that. And I'm hopeful that enough people will see people not like me. I'm just an old retired truck driver. But all of the doctors that are out there saying you shouldn't be taking statins or any of the other cholesterol lowering drugs, because these are the things cholesterol does in your body and you need it, perhaps the word will get out. Like I said, this was going to be a short walk today, and I didn't really have a great topic because I've talked about cholesterol recently, but I thought I would do it again today. And I don't know if you can see this or not. I'm going to turn the camera around here. Maybe you can see where my body weight and the spikes have cracked through the ice. You know, because if you were to first just look outside, you'd think, oh, well, it's just wet outside because it's been raining. But it's not. It's icy. And there are some spots where it's just wet. But, see, normally cars would come zooming up to the driveway and then brake and turn in. Now cars are going really, really slow. That's only the second car we've seen on this walk, which tells you how bad it is. Because this is Saturday morning. This is when everybody goes out to do their stuff and things. You know, grocery shopping, running errands. There's just not a lot of stuff going on in town right now, because if you look at the Nebraska 511 map, which tells you where all the bad streets are, basically from I-80 north and from Grand Island east. And this car sitting in the middle of the street is about to get hit because there's another car coming up the street. I'm not sure what in the heck's going on here, but they got really lucky that that van was going slower. I'm not sure what's going on up here. This car's just come to a stop in the middle of the street. But anyway, don't forget, it's Saturday. Weekly wins. Don't forget to get out there, get down in the comments, and tell me what your win was for this week. Mine's probably pretty obvious. I know they look like they're easy to put on, but they're hard enough that once I put the spikes on these shoes, I don't take them off again until spring, because my spikes are really hard to put on. But being able to get out here and take a walk in this weather is a pretty big win. Again, I don't recommend this unless you're used to walking on spikes, you have spikes and you've done it before. Then by all means, get out there and get some fresh air. Because getting fresh air is great, even when it's cold and yucky out, because it's right at freezing. So some of the rain that's still coming down is adding water to the ground. Some of it's freezing as it hits. All of the cars, here comes a car down that big hill that I walk up most days. It sure ain't moving very fast down that hill. And it just slid through the stop sign a little bit. Yeah, so if you're in this area, be careful if you go out. I'd wait a few more hours. It is supposed to warm up here a little later. Keto Carney Cajun, thank you very much for the Buy Me a Coffee. I'm going to add your name to the board behind me here real soon as it's dry enough again. But thank you for the donation. Thank you very, very much. But yeah, don't worry about your cholesterol, folks. Do I know what the actual number should be? No. But I know I don't worry about it anymore. I haven't gotten my cholesterol tested in over a year now. Because I don't care. There's no such thing as good cholesterol and bad cholesterol. There's just cholesterol. And it's not causal in heart disease. It just isn't. But anyway, that's what I've got for you today, folks. Don't forget, get out there, be 1% better. Today, tomorrow, every day. Have a great day, folks. I'll see you in the next one.